welcome back to the Music Bleachers. Joining me on the Bleachers today is Pix. Welcome, Pix.
Hi.
How's it going?
Going great. How are you
Excellent.
going?
Yeah, good. Very nervous. This is the first live session of the Music Bleachers podcast. So, yeah, that's something. It's pretty
That's
exciting.
great. I'm
Yeah.
so honoured to be your first live session guest.
Amazing. How you been? How's ISO been?
How's ISO been? ISO's been up and down.
Yeah.
You know, you have your good moments, you have your bad moments, but overall, it's over, kind of.
Kind of.
You could say it's over.
I'd say
by
so,
now,
yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, about the same. Just been blasting a heap of music and trying to organise this channel. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, it's very exciting to have you on talking about, I'd say, probably one of the best albums of the year, or very, very top.
I definitely say it. Definitely one of the best
Yeah,
albums that
for
has
sure.
been released this year, for sure.
Easily. We are, of course, talking about Dreamland by Glass Animals. Woo! It's their third studio album, released 7th of August 2020. Very upbeat, fun sound, very serious topics and lyrics. Just what we love.
Exactly. Anything that can make us bop while crying, I love it.
Perfect. This is why I love Joji so much.
Yeah, there are a couple songs by Joji I do enjoy.
Absolutely. I'm hoping Slow Dancing is one of them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's like
Absolutely.
pinnacle of bop crying.
Number one.
Yeah, so this album came out at a really weird time for the band as well. So after their 2016 album release, drummer Joe Seaward was hit by a truck while cycling and
I didn't know that.
underwent brain surgery in 2018 and had to like learn how to like walk, talk, play drums again.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
It's very intense.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry for this guy.
Yeah, he's made like a full recovery.
Yeah,
From what
but
I've
holy
read, so
shit.
it's
Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, great.
But yeah, they're super intense, and that's where kind of the realness and rawness in the album comes from, and kind of, you know, wow.
Okay, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Do you listen to Glass Animals much before this album? Or?
I definitely listened to a bit of songs from their Zaba album.
Yeah.
I think one of my favourites was Hazy. It definitely gave me that like summer tropical vibe.
Yeah.
I think that's why I loved it, but it was only like one or two songs. I was never really into Glass Animals as much. And then I remember hearing Heat Waves. Oh, I watched a cover of it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Just someone singing Heat Waves, like
Yeah.
an acoustic cover. And I was like, oh, okay, the way they were playing the guitar was like really nice, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm digging this. Okay,
It's so
okay.
good.
The lyrics sounded fine too, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna search up the original version.
Yeah.
Heard Heat Waves, and I was like, I loved it.
It's
Fell in
just
love.
immediate. As soon as you hear
Immediately.
Heat Waves, it's just...
Straight away,
Yeah.
instantly. I was like, I fucking love this song.
Yeah.
I need to save it to all my like vibey playlists, and then from then on, like I was just keeping track with like every single release of the album from
Yeah.
then. It's
Fair
great.
enough, yeah. Like, I first started listening to them in, like, 2017, I think. Because I heard Season 2, Episode 3. And just fell in love with it. Because it was very much, like... Just had a really uni student vibe to it.
A uni student vibe? What,
Yeah.
what kind of... There's so many different uni student vibes. What was the one that you felt listening to it?
She was drunk eating mayo out of a jar. And I was like,
Okay.
oh yeah, that'll do it.
So the struggling uni student
Just
vibes?
the struggling
Yeah,
uni student
okay.
vibe. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And it just sounded like they had so much synth and they had all these different elements and I was just here for that shit.
They do remind me of like, I don't know, like the alternative... If Flume went alternative.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of envision Glass Animals. Because they're very experimental with their sounds.
For sure, yeah.
Which is how I obviously see Flume. So I definitely think they're like the more alternative version of Flume for sure.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that before, but that's...
I was
Good.
like, as I was listening to it, the album, I was like, oh, I'm getting some like cool like Flume vibes here. So I was like, okay, sick.
Yeah, nice. I don't really listen to like a heap of Flume, and I definitely did not
Oh,
listen to
really?
that experimental album from 2018.
2018 Flume Skin? The Skin
No,
album?
I listened to Skin, some of that. The next
Oh,
one.
the other one, the last one I got, that was like, hi, this is Flume.
That one,
mixtape.
yeah.
No, I didn't listen to that one much either. But in terms of like Skin, even some songs from that are quite like crazy instruments,
Yeah.
sounds, noises. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought of it like that, but definitely nail on the head there. So, yeah. So, would you like to get stuck into the album, straight onto the track?
Sure. First song.
All right. First song, which was a single, was a third single released on the 1st of May. We have Dreamland.
Dreamland.
Oof.
Dreamland.
What can we say about Dreamland?
The name itself just sounds so pleasing.
It does.
Like, imagine naming a song Dreamland.
Seeing this new trend, and it's start normalizing naming your kids after great song names.
Oh my god, yes.
Dreamland Smith.
So
here for
Dreamland
that.
Smith. See,
Yeah.
my name would be too hard. Dreamland Manny.
Yeah.
Do you know how weird that would sound? I wish I had like a more, maybe if I had like a more white last name, it would sound better.
Yeah, I think I'd win that competition.
Yeah, you do.
Well, yeah, even like the first few chords of Dreamland are just so dreamy. It's literally the only way to describe it.
Like the song title describes the song itself.
Legit.
Like how I described it was just like, it just felt like I was floating on clouds.
Yeah, 100%.
That's really the best way I can explain it.
Yeah. It's just one of the nicest kind of trippy songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 a.m. listen.
Yeah, it feels
5
one of those
p.m.
songs
listen, doesn't
that
matter
you-
when.
Yeah, it feels like one of those songs you like listen to when you're reminiscing
Yeah,
back on like life.
for sure.
I love that about it.
Yeah. It's just, literally like sets up the instrumentals and tone of the entire album so well.
Yeah, it literally. I think I saw in Genius that it was like the table of contents
Yeah.
for what the album was going to be. Like that song was like the introductory song for
Yeah.
how the album would like. It was kind of like setting the tone for the rest of the album,
Yeah.
which it does perfectly.
I just love, we'll get to it later as well, but I just love how they bookend this album just so well. Because that's something no bands really do.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, once in a while. But
Yeah,
amazing. Listen to Dreamland. It's iconic.
absolutely, 100% agree.
100%. Track 2, we have Tangerine.
Yep.
What do you have to say about this one?
What a fucking bop! I just love like, oh, you can't see me, but like it's just like, ooh, yeah.
I'm watching her have a little boog. Arms up.
have a little boogie.
Bit of a... It's just like summertime vibes and so catchy.
Oh, for sure. It's very pop, hip hop,
Yeah.
pop / hip hop influence kind of production.
For sure.
Sure.
And yeah, I was reading the Genius Fist as well, and Dave said it was like about someone he knew who had changed so much and become like a person that he didn't recognize and now kind of hated who they were.
We can all relate to that.
Yeah. I just love the like euphemism he uses, like the tiny tangerine speckles are like the hints of who they
Oh
were.
my god,
and I was
yes.
like, oh.
I literally wrote down like my favorite line from that song in general was, "But I love it when the light sits on you just right, tiny tangerine speckles painted in your eyes."
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
That's art.
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's like poetry right there.
Exactly.
I'd hate it if like someone who studies poetry listened to this and was like, that's not poetry at all.
Thankfully, we don't know any of those losers.
But no, for sure. Like I love the way he kind of. I feel like you'd really have to study the song to kind of get that message out of it.
Yeah.
But love the way that he managed to capture that in such a.
Because like he does it in a way that like once you find like discover or read about what it is, you're like, oh, of course, like that.
Yeah,
makes
but
sense.
it's one of those songs where you're like, wow, like you full bop into it, and you're like, oh shit, this is deep. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's so many songs like that on this album as well, which
no, for
I think is
sure.
what we
Like,
love
this is
about
just
it.
the start of it.
Legit, yeah.
The start of where it goes.
For sure. Anything else to say about it?
No, that's
Yeah.
that's what I can really think of.
Cool. Moving on to track 3. So there's about, I think there's 4 interludes on this album. So the first one is Home Movie 1994. And the home movie tracks are just audio from David's mum's home videos, which I think is pretty cool.
It adds a very nostalgic kind of like how I mentioned before how the first track Dreamland sets a kind of tone. I feel like these interludes set like a timeline type of.
100%.
That's what I really like about it, and the transition from the home movie 1994 to the next song, which would be Hot Sugar, is amazing. I remember just
So
listening to it
good.
and I was like, whoa, hold on a second. I had to like
Whoa.
replay it like a couple of times and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, we just love it. But yeah, so this one only goes for like 30 seconds, 20 seconds or something.
Yeah.
I think that's long enough.
But I like the little, you can tell that it's like a home video. It's very like a vintage style.
Yeah, for sure.
So it gives it a nice little throwback feel.
Yeah. And that's like, the whole album is basically from the start of his life until now, till present, and just like what he's learnt about life kind of along the way. And I think, yeah, adding something like this and it being so personal as well is just...
I always love it when artists add that little personal touch.
Yeah.
It just makes an album 10 times better. Like,
yeah.
You can tell that it's just like, it's not just an album made for selling. It's like an album that's actually made out of like experiences and home and life.
Yeah.
Which is great. Which I think that's what adds such a great touch to the album. Really.
For sure. Because it's something that they didn't really do prior to this. Dave just basically refused to write anything about his personal experience or something. But then when the accident happened, and then he kind of like went back to the studio to like help him get through the time, and he met a heap of people and kind of learnt how to express himself and his experiences. And like, if you look at, not that I listened to much of the previous album, but like if you look at those few songs and then this album, the difference is just major.
You can tell the difference.
Yeah,
it's great.
So good. All right, moving on to track number 4, Hot Sugar.
Hot Sugar.
Vibe, synthy, laid back. Yes.
It's such a like a slick kickback. This is literally what I read about the song. It feels like riding your bike through residential streets on a bright sunny day type of vibes. And how I envisioned it, because like obviously like I love to have like every song I listen to, I like to have some sort of like visual in my head.
Yeah.
So the visual that I had was like back in like 1980s, you got like an old vintage looking kind of bike.
Yeah.
You're riding past your like a lemonade stand. Like that's how I envisioned the song to be like.
That's pretty bang on, actually. Yeah. It's very... A lot of the songs in this part of the album are super, like, nostalgic, and I think that's, definitely on the nose for that.
At first, when I listened to the song, I was like, oh, okay, just another song.
Yeah.
Second time I listened to it, I was like, ooh, alright. And then the breakdown that happens, like, later on during the song.
Yeah, so good. Oof. Another chef's kiss.
Yep, another chef's kiss.
And I love that they just tackle, like, the feeling of like the first few times you think you've fallen in love, but really just think someone is super, super cool and you want to just spend heaps of time with them and have like a load of fun with them.
Yeah, I'm sure we can all relate to that.
This is what Dave wrote it about. I mean, that's just what he wrote it about.
But it like encapsulates it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like it's such a like, I feel like the cool kickback vibe adds to the cool persona.
Yeah, for sure.
And then obviously the lyrics talk about, you know, being in love with this cool persona, but not sure if it's love or just pure admiration.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That happens. I'm assuming that happens a lot, though.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Enough to write a song about it, clearly. We wouldn't know.
I mean, have you experienced, like, ever falling in love, like, thinking you've fallen in love with someone, but really it's just you really like their persona?
No, not personally, but...
I feel like I really, like... I wouldn't say fallen in love, but I've been like, ooh, you know, like, I'm really digging your vibe. But I'm not sure if it's in a more of a, like, do I like you or do I just want to be you?
Legit. Like, I feel like sometimes you get that with your friends where, like, your vibe is just so intense and I need it. Or do I like spending time with you as mates, or do I want to kind of like...
bring it up a notch.
Be like you.
Yeah.
There you go. Anything else to say about it?
If anything, this was probably the only song that kind of made me think of their previous albums. Like, I think this song was more like the Zaba album. I think specifically like the song Hazy for me. But other than that, like, it's probably the only song that I could link back to, like, their past kind of music.
Yeah.
But because I feel like this album is just a whole entity, like a whole different
100%.
New step.
In the right direction.
In the right direction, definitely.
More of this, please. Then we got track 5, another home movie, BTX. Highlight, are you watching Sesame Street? No. It's one of the few lines in the home videos, and I was just like, yep, I'm here for that. Sounds cool.
That's cute.
Because it's his mum asking him, and he's like 3, being like, nah.
Nah. Have you ever watched Sesame Street?
Have I? I have.
I actually... I don't know if I liked it that much. I think I was more into, like, Pokemon and stuff when I was younger.
Yeah, see, I was never into that.
Really?
No.
Like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh? None of that?
No.
Fuck, give me.
Not that I was into Sesame Street. It was like,
But it was like, you know, like if you have your preferences on like what's on TV.
oh, Batman always.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman the animated series was ace.
I don't think I ever watched Batman. I might have like come across it, but I don't think enough to kind of
It's
watch
just
it.
so good.
I do remember Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much that like when I was in like young, I wanted my hair like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh no.
So like I went to the bathroom and just chopped the whole clunk off, and I was like, "Hey, mum, look, I look like Yu-Gi-Oh! Now," because I had like gel in my hair to spike it up, and she looked at me dead in the face, was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." Oh, and took me to the hairdressers the next morning.
We had a kid in high school, who I will not name, but if you went to high school with me, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And his hair just went like up. And it was blonde. It was just spiked the fuck up.
Like when you say spiked up, was it just like poof?
It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Like he was called Yu.
Okay,
behind his back, we called him.
Behind his back.
I wasn't friends with him.
I love he just comes across this podcast and he's like, we're talking about him.
If you do hear that, I hope you at least change your hairstyle. It was not it. It was not good.
I'm sure it was great.
No.
No? Okay.
No. Anyway. Track 6, Space Goes Coast to Coast.
Space Goes Coast to Coast.
What a song.
What a song. See, I was actually personally shocked by this song. It's definitely probably the most like hip-hop type of influenced song on the album.
For sure.
But see, I thought the song was like one of those like fuck you, like I'm breaking up with you, I'm leaving you songs. Especially when the word goes my way, okay, I go my way, you go yours, something like that.
Yeah.
And then after I read it on Genius,
Yeah.
and it's about a school shooting.
Yeah.
And I was like, excuse me?
Well, it's about, I mean, yeah, but it's about him being friends with the guy before, like, then he left, because he grew up in America.
Yeah.
Then he moved to the UK, and then it happened afterwards, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but like I was out here being like, yeah, my way, you go yours. Like you jamming out to a song, being like, yeah, like I'm feeling good about myself, like I'm single, whatever. And then to realize that like it's literally about a school shooting type of situation.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Bit intense.
wow, okay. This gives me like the realization is like I listened to that song by what's that? All the other kids with pumped up kicks, right?
Is it?
No, it's not MG. Foster the people.
Foster people.
I think.
As an indie individual, I'll be making a public apology at this podcast.
You're cancelled.
I'm cancelled.
You're cancelled.
Oh, James Cole, if you're listening, I'm so sorry.
You're cancelled.
Oh no.
Get out of here. Yeah, like even when I was found out that song was about like a school shooting, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's just because they talk about heaps of shit they used to do together as kids and stuff, and it's very nostalgic as well in that setting.
I feel like that's the tone of the whole album, nostalgia.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I love it though.
We also need to talk about the album art.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I would say, some of the best album art I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, I love the colors, especially like the blue and the pink together.
Yeah.
I have these hue lights in my room. So what these are Philips hue lights. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
great.
She got fucking money.
Listen, yeah, JobKeeper. JobKeeper's what kept me rolling. But I was like, you know what? I'm in like how many weeks of lockdown? I might as well make myself feel comfortable at home.
Yeah.
So I bought these nice like Philips hues, the light bars, and I put them up in my room. And I made every time I listened to the Dreamland album, I would literally put like one side like that blue, that like aqua blue. Yeah. And then the other side was like the pink. Oof. It was just.
That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm. It was either that I'll either listen to Dreamland with those colors or Fine Line. Oh yeah.
Okay. Speaking of, do you like my Fine Line pop?
I was just about to comment on that. I was like, that's so cute.
I did it last. I've not finished it yet, but it's been on the go for about a year.
It's great. Okay, we can't talk about Fine Line because I will keep going.
Okay, we'll stop. We'll get you back for that episode.
If you don't have me back for that episode, I'll be very angry with you, Callum.
It might not be the next like month. But
no,
we'll
that's
get there.
fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm not there for a Harry Styles episode, this friendship is over.
Oh dear. Better be doing it next week then, just to avoid that. Track 7, Tokyo Drifting, featuring Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
Was this was a single? This was the first single from the
Yeah.
album, 13th November 2019.
Oh, it's literally like a year ago.
A year ago,
Yeah.
and it placed in the hottest 100.
Oh,
And I was like, at the time, I hated this song,
really?
but I think that's because I didn't like Denzel Curry because of Bulls on Parade.
Why? What's Bulls on Parade?
He covered it for like a version, and it got like 4th or something on the hottest 100.
Really? You didn't
Yeah.
weren't a fan? I didn't listen to it.
I just didn't like the song, and I didn't like that he bet out like. Well, first of all, he bet out a lot of good songs on the hottest 100 last year, and he took the like record of the highest placing like a version away from DMA's Believe. This I won't get into this because I'm very passionate about it. Anyway, first time I heard Tokyo Drifting, I was like, nah. But then now I quite like it.
I do have to ask, what is your favorite like Triple J cover?
That's a loaded question. I don't know.
Really?
What's
If I
yours?
okay, favorite. I'm only saying this because it's the one that always sticks by me, and I will always like go back to it. It's Childish Gambino's version of "Into You." It's great. For like a hot minute, I was like, I'm getting married to this song. He just sounds so beautiful, so crispy. I'm in love with it.
Nice. I don't think I've heard it, actually.
Callum,
Testing her patience.
if we're gonna continue being friends, you better get on it.
I will. I'm sorry.
So Tokyo Drifting, I actually only listened to it kind of just before the album came out.
Yeah.
I went through this little like skating phase where like I tried to learn how to skate during ISO.
Yeah.
And like I started curating like a playlist for it.
Yeah.
And at the time, so I live with my best friend Stefan. He super into Denzel Curry. Loves Denzel Curry. It's probably one of his favorite hip hop artists. He just kept playing like Denzel Curry music, and then at the time I was like scrolling through Spotify looking for music to add to this playlist of mine, and I see Glass Animals featuring Denzel Curry, and I was like,
perfect.
Best of both worlds. I get a bit of my taste, I get a bit of his taste. Perfect. We can both listen and jam out to it. I liked it straight away.
Yeah.
This is literally what I described it as. I can picture myself driving a really cool car, like an old vintage looking car, with Ray-Ban sunnies on, some floral silk shirt, and just driving down the coast like a rich bitch. That's how I described it.
I want that so much. That sounds amazing. Oh, yeah, no, that's pretty bang on as well. The second half when it you get that little drop and then it just gets
and
into
it just goes into his like verse.
Yeah, into Wavy Davy.
You literally. I reckon Denzel Curry was probably such a great addition to the song.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of any other rapper that could have done it justice.
Well, he went out of his way to get Denzel onto the.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't want anyone else. So.
Perfect.
Good choice.
I love it when artists make music for a specific feature instead of just like looking for any kind of random rapper, because then it just sounds off. But I think the thing that I loved the most about the song was that it really showcased their ability to like cross genres of music.
Yeah.
Like I liked how they wanted to touch on like hip hop, but still keep it within their realm of like alternative indie.
They've done it really well because it doesn't feel like it sticks out on the album.
Yeah.
And I think because it is the only feature as well, so they've done really well to like
it doesn't feel too like foreign.
Yeah, because he kind of just matches what they're going for, which is a bit weird when you think about it because they're so different.
Such different artists. Have you actually listened to like a Denzel Curry song? No.
I heard Bulls on Parade and I'm like, okay.
You should.
Maybe. I mean, after this, maybe I will.
I mean, okay. I don't know if you'll like it.
I'll give it a go. Cool. And then we've got track number 8, Melon and the Coconut.
Melon and the Coconut.
I love the fact that this is like one of those songs that you hear and you're like, a melon and a coconut. A relationship song about a melon dating a coconut. This must have a deeper meaning. Nah,
it's just he liked to use.
He likes
I saw.
food.
Yeah, he just likes to use food as examples.
Yeah, and it's just so like I love this song. It's just so soothing, so summery, beachy.
It gave me when I first listened to it, I was like, ooh, I'm feeling a bit of like the neighborhood here.
Legit, yeah.
Definitely with the vibe that the new Neighborhood album gave.
Yeah.
This song definitely gave it for me, and but this song very much felt like just the interlude of the album.
Yeah,
like it did feel like that kind of turning point where like kind of the album kind of shift into something else.
Yeah.
I felt.
No, I get that as well. I love the fact that because this is about a melon breaking up with a coconut, and
I just hearing those words out loud, I'm like, huh?
anyone listening to this is gonna be like, this song sounds so stupid.
A melon breaking up with a coconut.
And yeah, I was looking at the thing for this as well, and Dave's favorite lyrics from this song are also my favorite lyrics, which are Off-White Air Force Ones in a box. You're a fucking coconut, can't even put them on. Even if you couldn't even pull them off. Like,
I like
savage.
That's cute though. Because literally, I'm thinking of like a coconut, like with a smiley face, and just having like this tiny little Air Forces on. Like I don't know.
Like, could you pull them off? Nah. A melon though, hell yeah.
Maybe.
Anything else to say about that one?
No, not at all.
It's just a vibe.
It is. It's like that nice, easygoing kind of chill.
Yeah.
It's just that bit of the album where you're kind of like, all right, let's relax before we get into
before we get to the intense
before we get
stuff.
into the better stuff.
Yeah. All right. Saying that, moving on. Track number 9, Your Love, Deja Vu. This was also a single, second single, released on the 19th of Feb this year.
Mm-hmm.
Love this.
So now this is a fuck you song.
This is
a
100%.
good like fuck you. Just say it with me now.
Just fuck you.
Fuck you. Let's harmonize.
Sorry, Mum.
Let's harmonize.
Fuck.
I
thought we were harmonizing.
Okay, on 3.
Okay.
Oh, no, after 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Fuck you.
You can't say harmonize if you mean to say it at the same time.
But you weren't harmonizing with me. Okay.
Because you didn't do anything.
Okay, whatever. I have to say, with this song, I prefer the acoustic version a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with how the lyrics were, it just felt a lot more relatable to me when I heard the acoustic version. I was like, okay, this feels a lot more like, I feel it in my soul.
Yeah. I think the album version has a lot more fuck you to it though.
Yeah, it's a lot more
I really
like
like that. So I think I prefer that to the acoustic.
What did this song, like, listening to it and like reading the lyrics, what kind of like message did it entail for you?
Well, I got a kind of like friends with benefits, one night stand situation, and like them being there for the sex and leaving immediately, not wanting to like mention, like Dave not wanting to mention his feelings. He kind of just like lets it happen, but he's like, "You're treating me like shit. We're not doing anything else. Like you're coming over. We're fucking. You're leaving." And I'm kind of like, What I got from it was like a toxic relationship, like just coming out of a toxic relationship with somebody, but neither party is being over it. Yeah. And they compensate by continuing their physical relations, like by still fucking. Okay. Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. But I thought the beat was just super groovy. Yeah. I just feel like the production on this album,
it's just immaculate.
It's a beautiful.
Next level.
Impeccable.
Yeah.
I loved
Astounding.
it.
Just.
Should we just have like a battle on like better adjectives here?
No, I'm gonna lose really soon. My next one is good.
Great.
Damn it. Brilliant. Aha.
Angelic.
Got him. Angel-like.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to think of that thing kids used.
That's me sipping on my tea.
What's that thing kids used to say? Like, you're a bitch, or bitch at dogs, and like, you know.
No.
What is like, you're a bitch. Well, you called me a bitch, and a bitch is a dog, and a dog is an animal.
And a dog.
Dog's a part of nature, and nature's a beautiful.
No, and dogs bark, and bark is a part of trees, and trees are nature, and therefore nature's beautiful. Therefore, you're calling me beautiful.
Yeah, that. So I win. I win the fight. I gave like 8.
How'd you win the fight?
I called the song beautiful.
I did. That was me. I said beautiful.
It's my podcast. You gotta let me win.
You said angel-like.
Yeah, as a joke. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Overall, just a great song. Very catchy, mega vibe. Track number 10, Waterfalls Coming Out Your Mouth.
Yep.
Great name.
My mind just went to the gutter, honestly.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Big old titties on the side. A lyric.
There you
Beautiful.
go.
Didn't even have to write that one down. That's on top of my head. Because I was
Nice.
like, oh, hello.
It's nice to know what you look for in lyrics, hey?
No. It just stood...
Yeah.
It just...
You just admitted it.
I said no. Nah. I just said it stood out because it's just off brand for the album.
Okay. Alright. How do you feel about the song?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. To me, it kind of just felt like a fill-in.
Yeah.
Like there was
Because it's
nothing.
a bit simple.
There was nothing entirely significant about it. But what I did really like, I think at this point, I started to realize like just how good they are at lyrical play.
Yeah.
Like the words just flow so well in every song. But I think it was this song that made me be like, oh okay, oh shit, all right, okay.
For
Keep
sure.
spinning those words.
It's kind of like I wrote down what Dave said about it as well. I'm talking a lot about what Dave said because I think it just adds, like, you get your own understanding, then you see what he kind of had behind it, and you put them together, and you get like an amazing experience.
Yep.
And he was like saying that it's about how like the first few months of a relationship, you kind of act like a different person because you're worried that who you're with isn't gonna like you and you're not good enough.
Okay.
And I was like, I did not get that at all.
No. Maybe if I like read more into it, the lyrics, maybe it was kind of more just like a listen. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, okay, cool.
I did think it was cool that this was the demo and they just left it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because they said they tried to add stuff to it and it just was a bit too intense. But yeah, I mean, it's a good song. It's fine. But yeah, filler, I would agree.
Yeah.
Moving on to the big leagues here. Track 11. It's also incredibly loud. This song goes for, 5 minutes? 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And it's just synth building the entire time. And it is a masterpiece.
I was like, this song is literally the definition of silence has never been so loud. I just thought Dave's voice was absolutely beautiful and angelic in this song.
Yeah.
I like how the song had a bit of an eerie and haunting vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like it did give a bit of that, like, ooh, scary,
Ooh.
anxiety.
Boo. Yeah. Because my understanding of it was like this would be how he like found out like the news about his bandmate. And because it's the whole song is about the 3 seconds between telling someone like horrible news and their reaction, like the build up, and you can just feel that like when you listen to it. It's so haunting.
These lyrics are like, I was looking through the song lyrics and there's just this lyric that just hits home. Listen, right? Tell me if you've ever related to this before. I tried for you and I for too hard for too long, gave it all and everything for one more time, but I lost.
That's Oprah deep. That's like
Hit my soul. Hit my soul, hit my heart, hit my feelings. Just
not the feelings.
bury me in a hole already. I wanted to die. Not die, not literally, but I wanted to die after hearing those words.
Yeah, it's pretty
Especially
intense.
Dave singing that, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks,
It's very worrying.
thanks
You're
for
like,
making me
what are you
cry
doing?
like
Stop,
that.
Stop. No, like literally, like I know I mentioned it before, but the synth is everything in this song. It's
definitely.
just so good. Cool. Anything else to say about this one? Great. Track 12, home movie Rockets, synth interlude. We love.
Don't have much to say.
That's all I got yet.
It was like, what, 20 seconds?
I think this one was a minute.
Was it?
Yeah. Or was that the next one? Doesn't matter. They're all the same. Cool. Track 13, Domestic Bliss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't realise that's what we were talking about when I was bopping along. Oh no.
This song, I fell in love with it straight away. Like, I love the song so much. I think at the time I was just going through something.
Yeah.
And the lyrics, the words of the chorus just hit me so hard. And I was like, bopping, but I was like crying at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, the song is about domestic violence. But the chorus can just be applied to so many different situations.
100%. Just like when he's like singing like begging on my knees, go to Hawaii, and I was like, oh my god. Like, just imagine like 5-year-old Dave begging his mum to leave the domestic abuse situation is going on to go to Hawaii with his uncle.
Ugh.
Bruh, that's...
This is what I wrote. The chorus is absolutely impeccable. Like, yes, someone fight for me and take me to Hawaii. Nah, this song definitely, like, probably my favorite. I think the first time I heard it, because of what I was going through at the time, the chorus just got to me.
No, that's fair.
Because I was like, yes, I want someone to fight for me. Because I was just in a situation where I was just asking someone, like fight for me, like for once in your life. I'm just asking you, because I've done so much fighting for you. Just fight for me for once.
Yeah.
And we can run off to Hawaii and leave everything behind. But no, that didn't end well.
Not ideal, but at least you got the song to be like... Yeah.
At least I got the song to reminisce on.
And you got Deja Vu as well, and you're like, there we go, I'm set for a bit.
So I listened to this, and then I listened to Deja Vu and be like, fuck you.
Yeah. I just love that they introduced, like, they introduced the strings on this album as well, and the strings were just so good. Mm-hmm. And then that's brought back later as well. Yeah. But yeah, overall, great time. Mm-hmm. You like?
And very cry-worthy song too.
Yeah,
I think we should start rating songs on how much they make us cry.
We can do that for an album overall.
Oh my god, yes.
We'll do a rating and then we'll do a how many tears did Pix shed. Track 14, Heat Waves.
Heat Waves.
This was another single. 29th of June it was released this year. Mm-hmm. This is a playlist song. I am tipping this to take out the Hottest 100.
You gonna... Yeah, I would too. I will too.
That's how good of a song it is.
I heard you spoken about it before, but as soon as I heard it, just fell in love with it straight away.
Legit.
Chorus is absolutely catchy. I think it's such a good song to kind of release as a single prior to the album.
Yeah, for sure.
It sets the tone of what the album's going to sound like, and it really showcases how the sound of the album will go. So I think it was a perfect song to kind of release just before the album release.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And it's just like, the song is just so amazing, and it's boppy, catchy, it's everything you want. Mm-hmm. Still got that meaning behind it about like realizing that you've changed yourself when you're in a relationship. Wow. You know?
What I wrote down was, I wrote down the words. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late night in the middle of June. And then I wrote next to it, if that doesn't make you think of someone you shouldn't be thinking of.
Oh no.
I definitely rate this very high on the song that makes me want to cry and boogie at the same time.
Yeah, that's like...
For sure.
It almost takes it for this album, almost. But yeah, give Heat Waves a go. I mean, 100%. We'll definitely be talking about it at the ranking stage.
Oh, for sure. That good. If I were to recommend a song for someone to listen to Glass Animals for the first time, it'd be Heat Waves.
100%.
I don't think I've shown a person Heat Waves and not have them like loved it straight away.
Legit. It's just such a great song, so lovable. All the vibes are there. Mm-hmm. Required.
Beautiful.
Track 15, we've got The Last Home Movies, which is Shoes On. Mm-hmm. Again, it's a home movie. It's good. Nice to have a bit of an interlude before you deliver the gut punch that is the end of this album. Track 16, Helium.
Helium.
Oh, the way that it complements Dreamland so well. I love it. It's like literally bookends this album.
I wish it wasn't the last song on the album though.
You reckon?
Yeah, just because it's such a nice upbeat, hypey song. I would have rather something slow to kind of like finish off the album.
What would you have placed there? Would you have moved something?
Probably...
It's also incredibly loud. Maybe.
Maybe I would have put another interlude type of home movie at the end.
That would have been good. Oh, there is technically one in this.
At the very, very end?
Yeah.
Is it? Or in the song?
In the song.
I don't remember.
I mean, it is like
it's very hard to talk about these songs without like listening to them in the background. I should have put my earphones in and just kind of like quickly listen to them at the same time we're talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I usually do because you can do that without getting it.
Yeah, I was trying to find my earphones, but I don't know where I put them. Oh bloody hell! Where did I put them? Anyways, sorry, whatever.
Right. But yeah, no, I love this so much. It's just because it's literally goes through every song on the album, gets an element from it, talks about it, or they use the like instrumental style for about 40 seconds. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
This is probably another instant favorite. Like I
100%.
instantly fell in love with it straight away. I always have these really weird messages written down. I'm like, the chorus really got to me. I guess I want you more than I thought I did. Now that I know that a part of you's at home with him. I was like, bitch, how'd you know what I was going through?
Yeah, and it's just like, I love that it's painted as like a relationship and instrumentally warped and out of order to symbolize the changing nature of life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Obviously, I did not come up with that. That's too genius. That's
No, way too genius. It made me feel like I was like the main character type of a song. Like you definitely
Yeah,
made
100%. Because there's times you feel like the side character because you're like, this is too good, I can't be doing this. But then this brings it back.
I just like how they managed to capture visuals and put them into words just so well. The way they describe certain things, like, kind of to detail in like such a short like kind of verse.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
My favourite little part as well. So you know how right at the end of the song Helium, they play the chords of Dreamland.
Oh.
Not only do they do that, they play it in E major, which is the chord of dreams.
Oh.
Look at that for a little Easter egg.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Now I have to like listen to it and like look for it. Oh my god.
Like who does that?
I like that.
So nice.
That's such a nice touch to it as well.
For sure. And that's Dreamland by Glass Animals. What do you think?
Oh. Was that it?
That's it, yeah.
I always thought there was like so much more.
Nah, because there's like, what, 16 tracks and about 12 songs, so.
Oh my god, we discussed like 12 songs already? Okay, damn. Wow.
Goes quick when you're talking about like the good stuff. But yeah, so great album overall. Definitely, I think one of my favourite albums of the year.
Pop perfection.
Legit.
Absolutely pop gold.
And I will mention it again, the synth in some of these songs, immaculate.
Production, immaculate.
Just everything.
Vocals,
lyrics,
immaculate. Lyricism, immaculate.
Amazing.
The
Great
two
job.
greatest listeners in the world who love this album, immaculate.
Exactly. Well, one of them.
Who?
You can pick.
It better be me.
Sure. So I looked at some of the ratings as well. So Metacritic gave this 75 out of 100. Clash gave it 8 out of 10. The Guardian gave it 3 out of 5. And The Independent gave it 4 out of 5.
Oh, quite high.
Quite high. Have you ranked the album out of 10?
For me? Oh, what's the ranking based out of though? Like, are we ranking it out of like...
Just how much you like the album, I suppose.
How much I like the album. I think I'm going to give it like a 9.
A 9? Wow, that's high.
A 9 or an 8.5.
Yeah.
8.5, 9.
Nice.
Because like, normally there's like those, if I can listen to a whole album and not like have to like skip a couple songs. Like if I skip more than like maybe like 2 or 3 songs, it's alright.
Yeah.
But like, maybe skip the interludes?
Yeah, but
The
they're not
home
even that
movie
long.
bits.
Like you
Not
can,
even
you
that
can
long.
get away with it.
Literally,
Like,
but other than that, like I didn't actually listen to a song and be like, this is awful. I didn't like it.
yeah.
There's every song I absolutely loved and I liked it. Some songs were just a bit like, some songs were a bit like, well, one song was like, the other song was like filler. Everything else, loved it.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of the same. Like, and the other thing I look at is how many of these songs would I put in playlists and listen to outside of the album. There's at least 6 on this. At least 6.
Oh yeah, no, I think I have like maybe like, because I have like a driving playlist.
Yeah.
I just like put on every song that like I like to drive to and just listen to and just sing along. And I definitely think at least like 6 or 7 of these songs.
Yeah. Because like apart from the home movies, I suppose the only ones that aren't on there are like waterfalls coming out of your mouth, which I think we can just say is not the greatest song on the album. Yeah, so I've given it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I quite liked it. Now we get to the part that all listeners have been waiting for. It's our top 5 songs from the album.
Alright.
So what have you got as number 5?
Number 5, Tokyo Drifting.
Nice. I had It's Also Incredibly Loud.
Okay. That's a good one.
It is good. What's your 4?
Dreamland.
At number 4?
Listen.
Oh dear.
Dreamland, just because like I wanted to focus more on the songs that made me want to cry and bop at the same time.
Okay, yeah, I get that. My number 4 is Helium.
Okay.
Which
I think I did mine more on like how much I related to it
That's fair.
as well. Yeah. What'd you ask? Sorry.
Number 3. What have you
Number
got?
3, Heat Waves.
That's lower than I thought it would be.
Number 3.
Yeah, I thought you'd have it higher.
Number 3.
Yeah.
It's in my top 5. What do
In
you
your top
mean?
3? I don't know. I just
It's in
assumed
my
you
top
did-
3.
Fair enough. My number 3 was Your Love, Deja Vu.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was in my honorable mentions, but acoustic.
My honorable mentions was like 4 songs, and I was like,
My honorable mentions was Tangerine and Your Love, but the acoustic version.
Oh, okay. My honorable mentions was Domestic Bliss.
Okay.
Yep. Your number 2.
Helium.
Yep.
Was that your number 2 as well? Oh no,
No, I already
it
had
says
it.
your number 5.
No, my number 2 is Heat Waves.
Heat Waves. Okay. Alright, well you just dissed my number 1.
No, I didn't diss it.
You said it was an honorable mention.
For
It
me.
deserves to be number 1.
It's just how you felt.
Alright, so my number 1 is Domestic Bliss.
A good song.
Great song.
Very good song.
I think it's my number 1 just because, like, for me, it was probably the song that, as soon as I listened to the album, I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Straight away. Definitely because it was really relatable at the time that I listened to it. And it's just the fact that, like, it just makes me feel so, like, ooh, wavy, okay.
Just something you can bop to.
Yeah, bop and cry to. It's what I love.
We love that. My number 1 was Dreamland because
Alright, fair.
immaculate. Love it so much.
Listen, yeah, at least Dreamland is in my top 5. Domestic Bliss isn't even in your top 5.
Well, I couldn't get rid of any of them.
Okay.
What could I have gotten rid of?
I'm just saying.
There's no synth in it.
Okay, we don't need to drag the song now.
I'm not dragging the song. I'm just mentioning that if it had synth, it's in the top 5.
Alright.
I'm a bit of a hoe for some synth, apparently.
Bit of a hoe for some synth.
Just a little bit.
Aren't we all a hoe for something or someone?
Aha. On that note, thanks for joining me on the Bleachers picks.
Thank you for having me.
Hope you had fun talking about such a great album.
I had so much fun.
Excellent.
Love talking about this album. This album is everything.
So good.
Yeah, I really fell in love with it, especially during such a weird stage in our lives.
Yeah,
It was
I
nice
feel
to
like
have
it was
a-
just so fitted.
It's nice to have an album that kind of made us feel very nostalgic in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, it made us think about, like, times in our lives where, like, things were normal, where certain things happened. But I reckon this album really got me through such a shitty time during ISO, for sure.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think it was just the amount of nostalgia kind of like put your focus away from dealing with ISO to like remembering like great times in your life or maybe not so great times, and then looking forward to like post ISO when everything opens up.
Yeah,
So now like everyone's in good moods to go out and do stuff.
literally. What are you most excited for now that is post ISO?
Ooh.
What are you most excited for, Mr. Callum
I
Smith?
don't know. I kind of am just keen to be outside doing whatever I choose to do. I think it's the freedom part.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Like not having someone tell you can't do this and you can't do that.
Yeah.
But now it's like I can do whatever I
exactly
want.
like I want to go to the beach by myself for a day. I can do that.
I feel like you're gonna absolutely get a sunburn as soon as you even touch the beach.
I take that as an insult. How dare you know that about me? We haven't even been to the beach yet.
It isn't hard to tell.
So explain yourself. Go on.
Just Edward Cullen. Actually, you haven't even watched Twilight.
Yeah, for
No,
a
listen.
reason.
Podcast listeners, just know.
Just so you
this
know,
right.
no one ever makes it this far.
But listen, people will make it this far. One day, when this podcast becomes more and more like known, they're gonna look back at this, and they're gonna know this fact that Callum has never watched any of the Twilight movies.
I've seen one singular part.
No.
This helps my case. I walked past my sister who was watching one of them. Like, must have been it was before the second ISO.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're like, oh my god, someone's gonna die. Edward's gonna commit suicide by going out in the sun at the festival, and then they run through like Rome to stop him from sparkling.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, listen, but like it's vampires. What are they supposed to do in the sun?
Not sparkle.
Yeah, but like he has like glittery skin. Like it's what makes him
I don't know.
different.
I only found that out this year, and I was shocked.
What?
I thought the sparkle thing was a joke because he was white, like really pale.
If that's the case, you'll be sparkling.
Thanks for coming on the podcast, Pix.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for listening. If anyone got to the end again, thanks. We have got some exciting stuff planned. Pix is going to come back for a Fine Line episode at some point.
At some point, you'll
Actually,
hear
you know
me.
what? After those comments, maybe I'll do it by myself.
Listen, Callum. Don't do me dirty like that. Did you watch the Golden music video?
Yeah.
Harry Styles, if you ever hear this, I am.
If you can get Harry Styles to listen to this podcast,
Listen. Harry Styles. Is this ASMR?
you have to get real close.
Harry Styles. I am in love with you. Was that close enough?
Yeah, it spiked on my laptop. I'm gonna say he heard you. All right, well, that's it for today. Join us on the Bleachers next week. We'll have something fun going on, hopefully.
Woo! We did it.
Woo!